Hello, people of the known universe watching internet videos that have to do with cars. Welcome to this, my 1874 RA21 Toyota Celica ST, powered by a Toyota Tundra 2UZ VVTi V8. If you're new here and you missed out on the previous video on this project, up above my head is either a link to that playlist or it could be a delicious recipe for pigeon patties. Poor pigeons. First things first, use a little bit of my very own Sud Bubble. Gotta put some fresh water in here. Well, that sucks. I blew my O-ring out. That's what happens when you eat Taco Bell. Oh yeah, that O-ring is shredded. And it's a little bit bigger. I got it in there. I know you can't really see. It looks like you're looking down a starfish's mouth. Don't ask me how I know what a starfish's mouth looks like. Whoa, it's spraying all over me. That's not bad. That'll work. So I ended up going with a soap that's formulated for foam cannons and wash buckets, which is kind of tricky to do. It's really hard to get one that can do both. That'll do. Anyone that's ever used a foam cannon before knows that the viscosity of the soap is key to making the foam just right. You see the soap's got good sticking properties. It's just clinging to the body and the dirt there. And when you have a soap that's meant to be used in a wash bucket, its viscosity is designed to be different, just to be mixed with water in a bucket. It's also kind of important to have a good quality foam cannon, which I do not, so.
Now that several months worth of dust has been removed from the paint, I can get to the purpose of this video.
Holy shiitake mushrooms! Ouch! Ow, my fucking knee!
And yep, that sound you heard was definitely all of my body weight driving my kneecap into the concrete floor.
The TRD flares have been temporarily mounted since I painted this thing. So if you follow this light right here, you can see the orange peel content on my paint is probably that of factory, if not maybe a little less than some new cars. However, if you look right here, these two little bumps right here, those are called dirt nibs. That's dust trapped in the clear coat, which I don't have very many of. There's two ways I can do this. I bought an interface pad. It's just soft foam that has a hook and loop so you can attach sandpaper to it. Make sure it's centered so it doesn't wobble. I bought some 2000 and 3000 grit. I'm gonna go super mild on this because I do want to leave some orange peel. I'm just gonna lightly knock it down, get rid of the dirt nibs. This is water, and yes, I have my own label for a water bottle. I'm that bougie. The whole purpose of the interface pad is so that it contours better, so you don't get like a flat strip and then orange peel here and here. You can do this by hand with a flat block, which I do recommend if you don't know how to use one of these properly.
But I thought I would start out with this random orbital sander because it's something you don't often see a lot of with cut and buffing or with automotive detailing in general.
So these little rings of shiny are the low spots around the high spot where the dirt nibs are. So I got 3 little dirt nibs there. And then you can see little waves of shiny in between the matte. And that's the orange peel. So I don't want to cut it down too much. I like to see that. Now, if the dirt nib is in the base, there's nothing you can do about it.
A random orbitable would not be my first tool of choice for doing this type of job, but I wanted to at least give it a shot because when it comes to cutting and buffing paint, especially when you go from different brands of paint on different paint jobs, it's all about trying different methods and doing the least abrasive version first and working your way up to the most aggressive to get the job done safely.
Okay, good news and bad news. Good news, I used absolute top shelf paint products when I painted this car. Bad news is, polishing this is like polishing a diamond. This is super durable clear coat. Because this paint is so durable, I've been polishing on this now for about an hour trying to get the remaining little swirl marks out. Now, as you've noticed, I've only wet sanded from the body line to the body line right here because this is the main focal point that your eyes are drawn to on the car. And down here, I'm leaving all of the peel because this is the area that's gonna get debris from the tires kicked up at it. So I want that extra bit of clear coat and to make it a little bit easier for polish and maintenance on the paint down here. I'm using a wool cut pad with a compound designed for 1500 and up sand scratches. And that's so far working pretty good, but this is a DA, I'm not using a rotary. I've been polishing the same quarter panel now for like 2 hours. I need a rotary. I'm not gonna do this with a DA. That's just ridiculous. Just keep going.
As I continued working and started to contemplate my life choices and career decisions.
Yeah, that's good right there.
It dawned on me that I should probably remove the decal off the back window of this car. I know it came from the original owner and that decal's been on there for like 50 years, but it doesn't really make sense anymore. I never went to that college. Is that wrong of me to want to remove it?
Because I sprayed my engine bay and the underside of the hood and trunk lid with a satin clear coat to give it more of a OE look, I have a transition between gloss clear and satin clear along this edge where I had obviously had to do a hard edge. So to soften that edge, I'm gonna use some 3000 and just lightly kind of blend that in a little bit, just to smoothen it a little bit. What I should have done is the satin first and dusted the clear up under it a little bit, but it was my first time doing this, so.
Yep, the light is definitely better on this side of the car.
Frog tape. Right there. This part's not easy to do.
Why do they call it frog tape? You don't see that many frogs that are this colored, unless of course it's Kermit the Frog, or if you live in a rainforest.
To do body shop level detailing, you need body shop level detailing tools. A DA is the perfect tool for a detailer to make paint corrections. A rotary is the perfect tool for a body shop to make paint corrections. A general rule of thumb that I like to say is you should not be using a rotary if you are incapable of repainting the vehicle after you screw it up. A rotary buffer is no laughing matter, and it must be treated with respect. Yeah, it can bite you if you're not careful, but doesn't mean that it's not your friend.
I'm fully aware I just opened myself up for a comment in all caps lock screaming at me about the fact that they use a rotary buffer for detailing cars and I'm just ridiculous. I know I'm ridiculous.
I'm not using top shelf sandpaper. I should be. I just didn't have any and I ordered some, but just some 3000 level pigtails in there. That's just from the paper getting clogged. This paint has had like 9 months to cure and it is just diamond hard right now. Very resilient to wet sanding and polish, which is great. Just means it's that much more durable. So this little guy is a paint depth gauge. And because I stripped the whole car to bare metal, this is the only paint job that is on it, I know that the paint thickness will be uniform with the exception of little spots of filler in areas where there was high and low spots, which is just a skim coat. So I can set it on millimeter or mil. I'm gonna do mil because it's gonna be more accuracy. This is an area I have not polished yet. 10 mil, 11, 13 mil, 13 mil, 13 mil, 13 mil, 11 mil, 11 mil, 12 mil, 12 mil, 13 mil, 15 mil, 13 mil. Okay, so it's about 11 to 15 mil. 15 mil, 15 mil, 11 mil. I can't see that because my head's gonna hit the camera. As you can see, it's the same as it is on the area I haven't polished yet. So I'm not removing hardly any material, which is what you wanna see. I'm only taking off like maybe 2/3 to 3/4 of the orange peel, which is like the width of a dust mite's ass hair. It's a couple of days later. I ordered some sandpaper to make my life go a lot easier in this process, and some of it arrived. When it comes to doing this kind of work, you pay for what you get when it comes to sandpaper. The more expensive high-end sandpaper like this one right here, which is actually made in Japan, while it costs significantly more than the stuff you'll find in an auto parts store, you make up for it in the amount of time you save in the amount of product you end up consuming to do the job. I finally got in this rear quarter, so all the 2000 grit marks are out of it, with the exception there's a couple onesie twosies right here. What's unique about some of this high-end sandpaper that I bought is this is designed to be used without water. And this one piece of 2500 grit lasted the entire trunk lid and the other rear quarter panel, and I can still use it. It's still got life to it. So the benefit of a dry sandpaper is you get better visibility of those little fine lines and hairline scratches from the 2000 grit you're trying to work out. And I just periodically slap it like it owes me money. I don't know why you would slap someone that owes you money. I would just ask them politely to pay you back. Keep in mind this is 2500 grit, so you're not removing hardly any material. There, you can see now I got the dust in the marks where I got little tiny pigtails. I apologize for the LED light doing what LED lights do on camera, but you can see right here, there is some of the little pigtails from the 2000 grit on the DA. And now they are gone. Get one of the good 3000 grits, put that on my DA polisher. I'm gonna prep my entire panel, make sure it's clean. This is like 95% water and 25%, that doesn't add up to 100. Okay. Oh, I like that. I definitely can see. Yeah, I can see the little pigtails that were there. That's fantastic. Oh, I'm happy with those results. I could see how quick that was working. And this is 3000. Yeah, we're looking good.
It's amazing how much quicker progress you can start to make once you get the right combination of equipment and paper. Ideally, you'd use an air-powered DA because when you're dealing with water and electricity, it's all relative to the amount of wrinkles you have in your brain, honestly.
I've been working on this half the roof for about an hour and 45 minutes now, and using the interface pad on the DA, as long as I'm mathematically the same with my passes, I can level down the peel at the same rate. It's still tricky, but this is an astronomical amount of work, as is everything on this car. This is another high-end sand pad. It's foam backed. This is 2000 grit. It can be used dry.
However, I noticed that the paper lasts longer when you use water, as well as it's a little bit softer in case you accidentally pick up a dirt nib. And also, it really depends on the brand of paper too. I'm using 2 different brands of top shelf paper here. I'm not specifically naming the name of the companies because this isn't sponsored.
Everything from my fingertips to my shoulders is vibrating right now, and I'm only halfway done. Working 7 days a week for 8 years straight now without a break, doing physical labor, standing on a concrete floor all day is destroying me. I'm so exhausted right now.
Now your back's gonna hurt because you just pulled landscaping duty.
That is the next largest panel of the car that's left. What you're looking at right here is the amount of orange peel in the clear coat straight out of the gun on the hood. I have not touched this yet. And this is now the amount of orange peel on the roof with 3000 grit. It hasn't been polished yet. So you can see it's just been taken down some. Again, I could do this dry with the brand I bought for the 2000 grit, but I like it wet on this. It's a little bit trickier to see how much peel you've taken out with the interface pad. So you really gotta like pay attention to the sheen underneath the cut. I haven't taken anything off of that. Jeez. I'm using a 2500 grit pad in between the 2000 interface and then the 3000. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I have a method to my madness, and doing it with a flat block allows me to better see any of the little imperfections in the peel.
While the core principles are the same every single vehicle that you do, I kind of find myself experimenting and trying different papers, different techniques, different methods each time, just slightly different to see which works absolute best.
It's already 4:30 in the afternoon. This is crazy how much time this takes. Okay, I'll do it by hand. Fuck. Hello, welcome to the next day. I got some parts back. All the stuff I had powder coated is now done and ready to reinstall. I decided at the last minute to do my muffler bracket in satin titanium. It's literally the same color as the titanium muffler, except it's powder coated since this is made out of steel. So now it's protected, and if I did it black, it would look weird on the side where the tabs are at because you'd see a little stub of silver. I get that a lot of this video is fairly repetitive because there's only so many ways you can move your hand back and forth to rub something. So I just want to say I genuinely appreciate you watching these videos. It wouldn't be possible without you. That's why I try to make these videos somewhat informative, so that way there's some value added to your life, so this is not like watching TikTok. I'm not very good at making short form content. I don't really see the point in it. You're probably wondering why I put all the trim on this car when now I have to mask it all off, and that's because I was trying to make videos that are interesting. Try to tape off this crack so I don't get a bunch of sanding, polishing dust inside the engine bay.
And not to try to reanimate a horse corpse back to life, but yes, I have to do certain steps out of order, like the fact that the antenna is on here and I should have cut and buffed before installing that. But because I make YouTube videos out of this project for a living, I got to do some steps out of order.
I said I was just going to do a light cut and buff and I wasn't going to go crazy, but the wiper cowl it needs to be done. It's hard to see this on camera, but the very top layer of the clear coat was a little dry, so it's a little bit more aggressive of the orange peel. So a cut and buff will just make that look perfect. That was full of all kinds of little grits of crooklets of wax. There. It looks perfectly flat right here on camera, but honestly, there's probably still about 40% of the peel there.
If I told you that was a baby squid that just made that noise, some of you would think that I lost my mind. I did lose my mind. I just spent 4 days sanding a car and made a YouTube video out of it, and I'm not done yet.
Take the long way home. Do, 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 do. When I first started filming this video, I knew there was no way possible I was gonna finish a cut and buff in one video. I'm like, it's 4 or 5 days of labor just to get the paint cut, and then I gotta polish and then start assembling the trim and then ceramic coat and the detail. So it's a lot of labor and I'm not rushing this, as you guys already know. Since there's no way I'm finishing this today, I'm gonna take a break from the sanding for the rest of the video. But to give you a status update, step 1 and 3,000, 2,000, 2,500, 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, 2,000, 2,500 and 2,000, 2,000, not started, 2,000. And then of course everything from the mid body line down is solely just getting polished. Bracket, bracket. Use a little bit of acetone. Stuff stinks. Clean the front edge of the radiator. This is adhesive backed hard foam right there. The brackets. News team, assemble. Oh, that black powder coating came out perfect. It's the same exact color as the oil cooler. There, now my oil cooler isn't just hanging and the brackets look like they're factory, which means when the cut and buff is done, I can finally put the grill on. Also, just a quick sneak peek, since I recently filmed a review on the Nissan Frontier, that is a Taco with a 6-speed manual transmission. I want to review it as close back to back as possible to the Frontier, because in my mind, the only thing the new Frontier was really lacking was a manual transmission, which this one has. So it'll be interesting to see how they compare. Oh, and also, no, I don't have anyone to tune the Celica yet, so still gotta figure that out. I know some of you are probably wondering why, since I own my own detailing product company, would I not be using my own products to do a cut and buff on this? And the answer is simple. I don't have any polishes in RoboBubble yet. I'm testing some formulas, but I don't offer any. And I don't know if I could sell enough volume of them to make it actually financially possible. So if you guys would like to see that and you want to help support this channel, that's how you can. My website link is down below. And yeah, more to come on this. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you soon with another video. Bye.